Bangladesh sitting nicely at the moment. Tawhid Ridoy still there. Has hit a 6. He's up and running. Tamim and Jaka to come. Googly. Do not miss that. Do not.
Him out in the middle
Of 30.
The moment he sees room, he's going to go at it.
Big slog sweep, which has gone on the ground in the gap. Not quite the way he wanted to hit it. It was very full, but the key thing there was that he got it in exactly the right spot.
Well, remember, 86-run partnership against Sri Lanka. He saved his team and gave him something to defend. Albeit it was in a losing cause, but you got to talk about his form. He got it absolutely right. Rashid won't look happy.
Right, on either occasion.
Yeah, you bring a good point. If you keep doing something so often, you might just give an opening to the bowler, because you might capitalize on that. Watch out for the one that might just be bowled a little slower, might just create a top edge. Ahmed, bowling coach, to bowl beautifully for Pakistan. back in the days.
Probably enjoying watching the Afghanistan spinners. Oh, what a Jaffa. Not picked at all. He's trying to work that to leg. Balls with such pace as well. Noor Ahmed can't react off the wicket, that's for sure. Didn't do too much, that delivery in the end. Finally gets the reverse sweep away, but man on the boundary is well behind square, just a one.
Yeah, that was bowled 7 miles slower than the previous one, and that's the reason why he didn't get the timing right. And Ibrahim Zadran, reverse cup, nicely taken. Noor has been in some kind of a form tonight. He's into his 3rd over, 2 for 13.
Top ball. 7 miles an hour, that one. 92.4 Ks. Feels like Noor Ahmed, the spotlight is very much on him these days. He's emerged, hasn't he, in the last few months as pretty much a must-pick for Afghanistan. Out in the air, but he beats the man behind square on the offside. There's a chase on here. And he doesn't pull it back, Omarza. He's furious. He had the opportunity there, but it just eluded his grasp.
And well, he covered his ground. He ran hard, but I think he just miscued his slide. And he couldn't bring his hand down in time to send the ball back in the field of play. It's a long chase for Azmatullah Omarza. He's a good fielder. Just couldn't bring his hand down in time. That's a welcome boundary for Bangladesh. Interestingly, Afghanistan put a squeeze inside these middle overs. The run rate was 9 and above in first 6 overs, and it has been 6 and something in the next phase.
Dot to finish. 119 for 3. First 6 overs went for 51, 51 for 2. The next 9 overs, though, 68 for 1. You could say that Bangladesh have not fully capitalised on that start, but they have wickets in hand, which is good news for them. How many can they take from these final 5 overs? Oh, Nepal fan in the house. Got moves as well. In there with the Bangladeshis. Maybe he's supporting them. Sad to see Nepal not in this tournament. Qualify, unfortunately. 11 and over from here. Gets Bangladesh up to 174, which I would suggest be a pretty good total on the board. Not going to be easy to chase that. No, they've got to get there first. Final over for Rashid Khan. Will only be 1.
Well, this has been the dismissals. You see against the spin and the sweep has been in the play. I've hit a few shots, but I've also passed him a wicket, particularly of Liton Dash, who plays a lot of sweep shots, but today who passed his wicket.
Yeah, I think the motto of that is live by the sword, die by the sword. How much seam do you think we'll see from here on in, Ahmed?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question. I think looking at Fazlak Farooqi still with his 2 overs, I think he will bowl out. He's got good slow deliveries, the death overs. He's got good yorkers too.
Ball stops full. Finger goes up. Rashid Khan has a smile back on his face. They're going to send it upstairs. Not too hopeful for the batter here.
TV umpire to director, we have a player's review for LBW. Original decision is out. Feet checked. It's a fair delivery. Front on, please. The ball appears to be missing the bat. I would still like to confirm it with Ultra Edge, please. Stand by, Ravi. Waiting for Ultra Edge. Stand by. Still waiting. Okay, roll it. Flat line as the ball passes the bat. Satisfied, no bat in ball. Ball tracking when ready, please. Pitching in line, impact in line, wicket sitting, original decision out. Ravindra, you can stay with your original decision of out. I'll let you know when you're on screen. You're on screen.
Well, the partnership of 17 has been broken. Shamim Hussain, after making enterprising 11, I'll say, is out by Rashid Khan. 121 for 4 Bangladesh.
Imagine being able to build any
So we are down to the last 4 overs in the Bangladesh innings, and this is how the Afghan bowlers have done. Noor Ahmed has been brilliant. He's bowled extremely well. He's bowled with a lot of variety. The mystery that he's known for, 2 for 17 in 3. He is going to finish off here. But this man can pack a punch. Shakir Ali. Good evening, Atta.
Good evening, Roshan. Good evening, all. Well, remember, Liton Dash mentioned at the toss that he would want to score 160. And still on course at this run rate of 7.67. They will end up at 153 with 6 wickets in hand. And after this over is where everybody's thinking who's going to bowl the last few. Has pulled away. That is a good shot. You mentioned about that he's a really good striker of the cricket ball. And that's evidence. That is a very well good shot through the mid-wicket area for a boundary.
I've seen him do that. Seen him play some really big shots, and this is exactly what Bangladesh needs at this stage. They need somebody to play that innings. The cameo, 5 of 3 at the moment. Noor Ahmed, on the other hand, has been excellent. And this time, on the bounce. He was going over mid-wicket, but that was the wrong one, I think.
He needs to be watchful because this is the last over from Noor. He finishes his spell, 3 more deliveries to go. If it's in the zone, you can take him on, which he did, like that, where he picked up a boundary. But you really don't want to get out. You need to make sure that you stay on, hang on.
Yeah, you need to play smart cricket, isn't it? You need to understand. That's the reason why they didn't go upstairs. Right, so those are the projected scores. So they need to go at 11 and over to get to that 160 they're talking about. And they got 18 legitimate deliveries through that. And they got a seam on. And the Bangladesh batters would enjoy that bit of extra pace.
They went for 19 in the first 2 overs, remember? And it was the spin twins, Rashid Khan and Noor.
Starts off with the bowling into the pitch. Pace off that time. They'll come for 2. Not great fielding. Not great fielding. Afghanistan can't afford to have those fumbles at this stage.
They've been a bit sloppy, haven't they? I mean, they've set a very high standard. That's the appeal. You know, you can see the direction where the keeper was going. So it could give you that indication the ball pitched around the leg stump, and anticipating the ball would have gone and missed the leg stump. I mean, that's the reason why they didn't take the review.
Going at a little over 7.5, 7.69. They're in a good position to launch. Because Jakir has made 6 of 5. Ridoy, 23 of 17. Striking at 135. That's quite good. but they need to move on from here. But short 13, short fine leg in, so expect a lot of slower deliveries. Yes, that's what he's trying to do, bowling into the pitch. Pace off. And a couple of runs again. This is good running.
Yeah, they made the changes, but they made sure that he was in the 11 and he played some glorious shots. Tanzit Hassan Tamim, really good down the ground, took on the seamers early on. 4 fours and 3 sixes in that innings of 52. But I ideally would have hoped that he could have stayed on. And it's a really good start to give them some hope to have a good total on the board. Well played.
আজকের খেলাটি যারা লাইভ দেখতে চান তারা গুগলে গিয়ে টাইপ করুন gtvlivebd.com তারপর প্রথম যে ওয়েবসাইটটি আসবে সেটিতে ক্লিক করুন ওয়েবসাইটে ভিজিট করার পর একটু নিচের দিকে যান এবং লাইভ দেখতে থাকুন আজকের খেলাটি যারা লাইভ দেখতে চান তারা গুগলে গিয়ে টাইপ করুন gtvlivebd.com তারপর প্রথম যে ওয়েবসাইটটি আসবে সেটিতে ক্লিক করুন ওয়েবসাইটে ভিজিট করার পর একটু নিচের দিকে যান এবং লাইভ দেখতে থাকুন আজকের খেলাটি যারা লাইভ দেখতে চান তারা গুগলে গিয়ে টাইপ করুন gtvlivebd.com তারপর প্রথম যে ওয়েবসাইটটি আসবে সেটিতে ক্লিক করুন ওয়েবসাইটে ভিজিট করার পর একটু নিচের দিকে যান এবং লাইভ দেখতে থাকুন
It's not easy, I'll tell you. It's not coming on. So Bangladesh, this is good running. So you get 160 on a surface that's slowing down. We're going to have a good contest.
Yeah, those couple of runs, they're now 7 runs in an over. And that's what he did, Tanzit Hassan. Look how strong he is down the ground, 34, 35%, 36% in the wee. That is his strong area. And then also quite keen to cut and pull. Right. Loosening up, Taskin Ahmed did not feature in the last game.
Which was a surprise, of course, but he's back. Well, he's really taking a lot of pace off. But this is clever batting. This is really clever batting. They're not looking at hitting boundaries, but they're running twos, picking those gaps. They still count. They got 9 runs in the over.
Yeah, I think the key is to not to hit too hard. If it's not there, then try to play a little bit on the softer side, because you talk about the boundary riders on the onside. There are 3 of them. So anything on the onside, if it reaches them quickly, it'll only be a single. So this is smart cricket. They've been running hard, they've been aggressive, and the understanding has been very good. Faruqi to Jakar. That's the boundary rider. So it's open spaces in front and to the square. So the moment it has gone in that direction, they've picked up a couple of runs, not just once, but 4 times in this over.
Dot to end the over. 18 done, 139 for 4. Yes. Right, 139 for 4. We're down to the last 12 legitimate deliveries in the Bangladesh innings. How much can they make out of it? That's the question. Well, they're starting to enjoy themselves. Brilliant set of fans, Bangladeshi supporters, Afghan supporters. Really great atmosphere. And also some very pretty faces in the crowd.
Right, Bangladesh have certainly been looking to pick up a few boundaries in these last 2 overs. 10 deliveries since the last boundary. 9 runs in the previous over. What is his option? What is option? What are the options for Hridoy here? 26 of 19. He's only picked up a 4 and a 6. Can he pick up a couple of boundaries to set Afghanistan a good target? 139 for 4.
Azmatullah is not going to give him pace. He's got that short third and short fine. And goes wide and he goes over the top. And in fact taken in the deep. For a moment I thought it bounced in front, but it went straight to the fielder. That is a big wicket.
They're looking to be aggressive and no problems there. But the problem was when he got the connection, it went straight into the hand. I thought it was a little bit wide also, deep in his crease. And then a pretty good catch in the deep. And that's exactly what Afghanistan would have hoped for. Azmatullah Omarzai back in the attack and among the wickets. Hridoy goes for 26. Bangladesh 139 for 5.
আজকের খেলাটি যারা লাইভ দেখতে চান তারা গুগলে গিয়ে টাইপ করুন gtvlivebd.com। তারপর প্রথম যে ওয়েবসাইটটি আসবে সেটিতে ক্লিক করুন। ওয়েবসাইটে ভিজিট করার পর একটু নিচের দিকে যান এবং লাইভ দেখতে থাকুন। আজকের খেলাটি যারা লাইভ দেখতে চান তারা গুগলে গিয়ে টাইপ করুন gtvlivebd.com। তারপর প্রথম যে ওয়েবসাইটটি আসবে সেটিতে ক্লিক করুন। ওয়েবসাইটে ভিজিট করার পর একটু নিচের দিকে যান এবং লাইভ দেখতে থাকুন। আজকের খেলাটি যারা লাইভ দেখতে চান তারা গুগলে গিয়ে টাইপ করুন gtvlivebd.com। তারপর প্রথম যে ওয়েবসাইটটি আসবে সেটিতে ক্লিক করুন। ওয়েবসাইটে ভিজিট করার পর একটু নিচের দিকে যান এবং লাইভ দেখতে থাকুন।
Gets a full toss over the top. A boundary off the first ball. Perfect for him to start with.
Wicket of the first delivery, and the very next delivery is a hit over the top of that infielder for a boundary. Good start for Nur Hasan Chauhan, playing his very first game in this edition of the Asia Cup. A good option, good execution, also deep in his crease. Bit on towards the offside, realizing the fact that the mid-off was inside the circle, and he got it where he wanted and put it away nicely.
Long off goes out, fine leg comes in, but then it's quite clear that the leg side is the shorter boundary. So they're just moving a little bit wide, like looking to open up that area. That's a wide, that's a wide. Is it not? Well, he did move, I agree, but it was very wide. Well, I think they'll want to check whether it pitched on the playing area or the pitch. Is it outside? It looks outside to me. Definitely outside the wide line. That's a wide. It has to be a wide. Yes, that's the confirmation. Well, a few inches further would have been outside the playing strip, which would have been a no ball. So Azmatullah was going wide as Chauhan was going wide. He was looking to move to the off because he's got that leg side area open. It's a packed offside field. See, that's what he's trying to do. He's moving, he's looking to open up that leg side area.
He's moving a little bit too much, isn't he? Nur Hasan Chauhan. And when you do it on a regular basis, that means you're giving an opportunity for the bowlers, knowing exactly that you're going to move around. So he's still very closer. He wanted him to bowl on stumps and whack it away on the onside. So well bowled, Azmatullah Omarzai.
And also he was smart. He took pace off that delivery. Swing and a miss. Again, pace off. Akar Ali was swinging to the hills. Was hoping that he'll get a good connection.
And that's the wicket. I just thought maybe it was a little bit too wide. Could have been a wide had he left it alone, but he really went after it. And in the end, gets caught in the deep.
Again, another swing and a miss. This is wild. This is rather blind as well. This is not good batting. He's just wasted 2 deliveries.
Well, credit to the bowler. Azmatullah Mazai knew exactly what the batsman is trying to do here. Roll of the fingers this time around. Another slower delivery. And it's clever piece of bowling. Well disguised slower deliveries in this over from Omazai.
Very clear where he's aiming to hit them. Brilliant. That was pace on. That is a very good end to the over. Just 6 runs, 145 for 5. Well, interesting comparison of the buildings. In the power plays, it was quite big, but then it's got progressively smaller. And that had a lot to do with the spinners of Afghanistan. Noor Ahmed, Rashid Khan, they were outstanding in those middle overs. Always so critical. This is Farooqi. Oh, he gets... Oh, could be trouble, could be trouble. Now, did Sohan get back?
It looks like he's okay, but where was he going? Now, the last 4 deliveries has been dots, Roshan. And that's the trouble for Bangladesh. They needed at least a bat to ball or maybe even a single, but nothing in the last 4 deliveries. What can they bring in the next 5? He's okay, he's well in. The 5 more legitimate deliveries available. Got to put bat to ball here.
Yeah, precious 4 dots from a Bangladeshi point of view. This is clever bowling. They'll get a single. But then I think the Afghan attack revolved around so much of spin. They'll come back for 2. Rashid Khan and Noor Ahmed, they just stifled those Bangladeshi batters in the middle overs. He was outstanding, Rashid Khan. 2 for 26. Got the first wicket. And then that LBW, that was a big one. Always in those middle overs. At the batter, gets you wickets and also creates so much of pressure. That's exactly what that combination did. Rashid 2 for 26, Noor 2 for 23. So in 8 overs, just 49 runs, little over 6 runs an over. Oh, clever, clever. Very, very clever. Not sure it will. In fact, it does. For a moment, I thought it didn't have enough legs. But this is clever batting. The 150 is up.
Yeah, cheeky. And he's more than capable of playing those kind of shots. That's the reason why it goes towards the offside and creates room on the onside. This time, he handled this perfectly. There you go. That's what he has been trying to do. But then the ball is a little bit closer to his left leg. So it's easy for him to scoop it. Really good. Very good execution from Noor Hassan. A boundary.
Yeah, good presence of mind as well, because he knew that the short find was in the circle. Short third in the circle as well, but 3 boundary riders on the leg side.
আজকের খেলাটি যারা লাইভ দেখতে চান তারা গুগলে গিয়ে টাইপ করুন কিংবিডি স্পোর্টস। তারপর প্রথম যে ওয়েবসাইটটি আসবে সেটিতে ক্লিক করুন এবং একটু নিচে স্ক্রল করে লাইভ খেলা দেখুন। আজকের খেলাটি যারা লাইভ দেখতে চান তারা গুগলে গিয়ে টাইপ করুন কিংবিডি স্পোর্টস। তারপর প্রথম যে ওয়েবসাইটটি আসবে সেটিতে ক্লিক করুন এবং একটু নিচে স্ক্রল করে লাইভ খেলা দেখুন।
No, Rahmat was even better. 2 for 23. Just couldn't read him. Litton Das's wicket was a big one. And then this. Was never in control. The Bangladeshi batters never read him. Tried to sweep him. Missed out a few times. Now what's happening here? There is a slight hold up, but we got 2 balls to go in the innings, and this is how the Afghan bowling has panned out. So 152 for 5. Right, 152 for 5. There is a hold up because I think there is. Sohan seemed to be cramping up. Bangladesh looking at 160. He's in a spot of bother for sure. Yeah, he's been given some attention at a critical time. Very, very important. So he's got to recommence with 2 balls to go. 7 runs already in the over. 4 dots in between the 19th and the 20th over. Finished off those 19th over with 3 dots and then a first ball dot. So critical. He's getting some protection. He's getting some attention. Could be a problem with his ankle. So 7.73 is what they're going at. Less than 8 runs and over. They're happy with 160. Afghanistan will be pleased with their work because particularly after the power play, 59 without loss in the first 6 overs. And then the next phase, 7 to the 15th, is where the spinners played a big role. 60 for 3. With little over 6 runs and over. That made a big difference. Right, he seemed to be all right, thankfully, Sohan. He's been given the attention that he wanted. Right, we're left with 2 deliveries. Right, with 2 deliveries left, and this is how it looks. Bangladesh 152 for 5. Look at the buildings. In the power plays, they were quite big, almost skyscrapers, but progressively, it's been rather below average in terms of the power play. Right, how much can they end up with? Farooqi has 2 more deliveries left in the over. And he continues to take pace off, bowling into the pitch. Having that short third and short fine leg in the circle. Oh, that's short again into the pitch. Another precious dot at this stage. Well, this is hurting Bangladesh, I'll tell you. Now 5 dots in the last 11 balls. This is massive. Pace off that time from Farooqi, who's been very, very clever. So much of skill. That last delivery, a little over 120. Right, we're down to the last ball. Jakir Ali 10 of 12. Sohan has made 12 of 6. The last ball of the innings. What can this man do? Let's see. Farooqi. Ball to full toss. Has he got the connection? He hasn't got hold of it, but they'll come back for 2. He was hoping he'll clear the boundary. He doesn't. And 9 runs is all but Bangladesh gets in the last over. And still a competitive 154
আজকের
for
খেলাটি যারা
5.
লাইভ দেখতে চান তারা গুগলে গিয়ে টাইপ করুন
Afghanistan,
কিংবা
Jonathan
বিডি
Trott will be
স্পোর্টস
very pleased with the way the spinners
তারপর
got to
প্রথম
work.
যে
This man in
ওয়েবসাইটটি
particular.
আসবে সেটিতে ক্লিক করুন
But Bangladesh
এবং
will
একটু
be
নিচে স্ক্রল করে লাইভ
unhappy
খেলা দেখুন
considering where they were in the power play and what they
আজকের খেলাটি
eventually
যারা লাইভ
got in
দেখতে
the
চান
end.
তারা গুগলে গিয়ে টাইপ করুন কিংবা বিডি স্পোর্টস তারপর প্রথম যে ওয়েবসাইটটি আসবে
So Bangladesh
সেটিতে ক্লিক করুন
154 for
এবং
5.
একটু নিচে স্ক্রল করে লাইভ খেলা দেখুন
The 7.7 runs is the rate of scoring. So Afghanistan will be after 155. Let's take a look at the batting card of Bangladesh. They started with a lot of promise. The opening partnership was outstanding. The power play was very good for Bangladesh. But then the spinners, which is Afghanistan's strength, got to work. And they were able to strangle, restrict the Bangladesh batters, which I think they feel is a manageable score. 154 for 5. And the Bangladesh batting card, as I said, a good opening partnership. Saif and Tanzit got them off to a good start. Look at Tanzit Hassan Tamim, 52 of 31. But then the rest never really had the flourish they were looking for. That's where Bangladesh really would think that they missed out. 154 for 5 is all what they got in 20 overs. And, well, this man was very good. His run scoring was excellent. Tanzit, not afraid to go over the top, took the spinners and the fast bowlers on. Was good with the slog sweep. Anything short he latched onto, cleared the boundary, and was very productive right round. But he was particularly fond of that area between mid-off and mid-on. Look at those runs, 34% and 2%. So that's 36% of those runs in the V. And as far as the partnerships were concerned, after that opening partnership, well, nothing really to show as far as Bangladesh is concerned. Promised, but never delivered. Right, as far as Afghanistan bowling, the spinners were magnificent. 2 for 26 to Rashid Khan and Noor Ahmed 2 for 23. And an excellent finish by Farooqi and Omasai. And the target for Afghanistan is 155 in 20 overs. The question is, how will they set about trying to get this? We're going to take a break, and when we come back on the other side, it will be the reply of Afghanistan.
আজকের খেলাটি যারা লাইভ দেখতে চান তারা গুগলে গিয়ে টাইপ করুন কিংও বিডি স্পোর্টস। তারপর প্রথম যে ওয়েবসাইটটি আসবে সেটিতে ক্লিক করুন এবং একটু নিচে স্ক্রল করে লাইভ খেলা দেখুন।